Some car enthusiasts like the classics, while others are more modern, and still others like having a constant project. In Middle Tennessee, there is one man who is a meld of them all, and he's next on What's in the Garage. It's time for a journey around America in search of the hidden gems, rare finds, and unbelievable collections in the garages of the country's auto enthusiasts. Each week, Mike Phillips will lead us through the amazing, fascinating, and entertaining backstories that make up What's in the Garage, presented by Autogeek.net. This week, Mike is at the home of Bill Crowder in Shelbyville, Tennessee.
Welcome to this edition of Autogeek's What's in the Garage. I'm your host, Mike Phillips, and today we're out in the rolling countryside, the Tennessee walking horse country. Now, when I look back here, I see an old Buick Riviera parts car. Now, that's probably a donor for something stuck inside this garage here. So let's go inside and check it out. When I leave, one thing for sure is I want to stop and fill up my car with gas here because it's only 35 cents a gallon. Anybody home?
Hey, come in. Hey, how you doing?
How are you doing? Mike Phillips.
Mike Crowder. Good to meet you, my man.
I couldn't help but seeing a parts car out there. It made me kind of curious what else you got in here.
Well, got a few old toys. You know how that is. Everybody's got to have a toy.
What's this first thing here?
Well, that's my Wonder truck. That's the one that runs, but it's hung in there with me pretty good bit.
How long have you had it?
I've had it about 5 years.
Yeah.
And had a lot of fun with the old truck. It started out as one thing, ended up as another.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. But I caught the little Chevy Hemi Shimmy in it. It runs good and have a lot of fun, this little truck.
So this isn't a Hemi engine, it just looks like a Hemi engine.
It looks like a Hemi.
Yeah, that would be these spark plugs going right down the top of the
Right.
valve covers there, which would indicate a Hemi engine. So that's a small block Chevy.
I've had them argue with me. They say, no, that's a Hemi. I said, no, it's Chevrolet. No, that's a Hemi. I said, okay, you win. But really, I've had a lot of fun with it. I've had about 4 or 5 years on there, and it just draws a lot of attention.
Yeah, well, it looks like
I bought them at a yard sale, hung them on the wall. One day I decided where I'm going to put them, and that's where I ended up with them.
Oh, it looks good. Fitting for the car.
Yeah, really it is.
I'm a big fan of rat rods. This looks really nice.
Well, this is as a rat probably as you're going to get sometimes.
Yeah. Well, let's take a look at it.
All right.
Looks like you got a custom cup holder here.
Yeah, that's my helping hand. Everybody got to have a helping hand when they go down the road.
And
So I figured he can help me, you know what I mean?
I like the hand grenade shifter handle.
That is for my problem solvers.
Okay.
You know, if I have a problem rider, I give them that.
There you go.
They don't never come back.
And I really like the door panels here, the Camel cigarette door panels.
Old Joe Camel there, he be riding me a pretty good bit.
And you got a suicide knob there on the steering wheel.
Yeah, you know, everybody needs one of them things, so you can hang your sleeve. You know, that was the old days, we could hang our sleeve, but...
What do you got back here for a gas tank?
I bought that at TSC. That's an old, one of them Phillips stations.
Yeah?
And I'm poor man on that part, so I have to use what I got.
You just find whatever you can and put it together.
So I did that, and it worked pretty good. Holds 15 gallons. That's an old Firebird pure sign.
Yeah.
End up with a sign, and I cut it down and make my bed. Of course, I'm like everybody else, I got a trunk.
Okay.
See?
Oh, there you go.
So everybody's got to have a trunk.
Yeah, well, I like this.
So
it's
I keep
simple.
my battery, my air back there, and everything. You know.
Sure. Okay. What else have we got in here?
Well, I got a 30 model here I built about 3 years ago, and the old car, I had a 425 nail head Buick on it with 6 deuces. Sure. Well, I had it at a friend of mine's house, and we was making some zoomies, and his garage caught on fire, and of course it burnt this car down. And he lost 6 cars in this garage, and I just had liability, and of course he didn't have nothing. So he told me that he could save my car, so I said, that's the best news I've had. So the boy done a good job on it, got it back to here. So I put a big block in it, and I always want to see what I could do with one of these. But
well, it's a blown big block, not just a big block.
It's a 454. We punched it 40. You know, it's going to be stout. But
yeah, oh yeah.
I'm limited myself to my tires. I ain't going to put nothing in there that's going to hold it, because if I did, I'm going to break or hurt myself. So I'm just going to light them up when I can.
Yeah, there you go. I like the low car shifter you got on there. That's the 23 inch, isn't it?
Yeah, 23 inches.
It's all the way to the roof up there.
Oh, you got to do it, yeah. You know, if I'd have known what was coming, I'd have dropped the roof some more.
Oh, I love this, though. And this car's got nice headers coming off the side there.
I'm working on my radiator right now. I got an A model shell I got finished, but I kind of like the old Deuce So, you know, it's every man's, whatever he wants to do.
Well, this just screams hot rod.
Yeah,
Of course,
yeah.
you got the old drop die beam
Right.
axle on there.
Yeah.
And it looks like you're going to have this sitting really down in the weeds.
Oh, it is on the ground. I got my wheels and tires off, of course, naturally right now, but it is, the back tires set right here. This is where the height of the tire is. So it's
right
on
up
the
to the
ground.
bottom
Yeah.
of the windshield there, huh?
The car, it's about this high.
Wow.
So, you know, it's just cute. You know what I mean?
So it's going to be a low rider with a lot of horsepower.
Yeah, it's a skateboard with a lot of guts.
Skateboard. Hey, and I noticed you filled the roof in here, too.
Yeah, took this off a Jeep Wagoneer and the old station wagon.
Sure, yeah.
And
originally these were a cloth material.
Right, they had a cloth insert, yeah.
So we went ahead and made that into a solid steel roof then.
Yeah, what it is, I didn't want this thing to look like a rat. Okay, that's why I'm gonna put a poster in it, and the body looks pretty good. You know, it's I'm just not familiar. I just don't like a rat. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna make it kind of an old classic hot rod.
Okay,
you know what I mean?
sure. Well, hang with us. We're gonna take a break, then we'll be right back and check out some of Bill's other cars.
Autogeek.net has everything you need to keep your vehicle looking its very best. Mothers, Meguiar's, 3M, Pinnacle, just to name a few. In fact, Autogeek carries over 60 brands with thousands of unique items. The expert staff can answer any question you have about any product via email, discussion forum, live chat, or by phone. The selection is huge, the prices are low, and they ship it right to your door. It couldn't possibly get any easier. Autogeek.net. We are car care.
Lake Country is a leading manufacturer of buffing and polishing products sold worldwide to the professional and consumer markets. With our continuing commitment to product development and a technical support team with over 60 years of hands-on experience,
Lake Country offers innovative and industry-leading buffing and polishing solutions.
to search our entire line of products or to use our pad search tool to help you select the right pad for the job, visit us at lakecountrymfg.com.
Welcome back to Auto Geeks What's in the Garage. Now, besides the hot rods over here, Bill, you got a couple of lowriders over here. Why don't you tell me about these?
All right, well, everybody's got to have something, and I guess lowrider is my first heart. And let me tell you a little tale about this car. And I know you got valuable time, but I'm going to tell you anyhow. Me and my wife went on vacation. We went to North Carolina, driving by, and here sat this 57 Ford convertible on a car lot. Well, you know what I mean? Kind of always wanted one of them, so I pulled in there. And got to looking at it, and we just couldn't do no good, and so I just got back in the car, and we was riding on. My wife said, ain't you going to try to buy that? I said, no, it's too much. So we just went on, got about 20 miles down the road. She said, how come you didn't try to buy that car? I said, well, just a little bit more than I want to give for it. She said, turn around. Now, this is my wife talking. So we turned around and went back, and this was our anniversary, we was on vacation. She went in the side and talked to this guy and brought me the keys out and said, start it up. I said, what are you doing? Let me tell you what she did. She bought me this car on my vacation. Now, she run my vacation because I couldn't take this thing with me because, you know, it was there.
Sure.
So we had to go back to Gatlinburg, and I spent 4 days up there knowing I had this car. You think I was fun? All I want to do was come home and go get this car and come back to Tennessee.
Yeah, yeah.
But anyhow, my wife bought me this for my anniversary, and I told her I wasn't going to bother it, but I did. I don't have anything stocked. I'm sorry, I just can't do it. If they do it one way, I won't do it another. So this is my personality. This is what I was raised in, and this is the way I do it. Now, I did paint and body work for 42 years before I bought a restaurant, but I just love it. You know what I mean?
Well, it's got a nice paint job. It's like an Arrest Me red color on there.
It's a fast red.
Yeah. Now, this has air suspension, right?
Yes, it does, yeah.
And what size engine you got in here?
302. I bought a late model roller motor, 302, and put in it.
Roller cam, 302.
Yeah, It's smooth. It's just a road car. It's not a hot rod. It's just a good, smooth cruiser.
Sure.
That's all it is. Yeah.
Well, you want to fire it up?
Yeah,
and
let
maybe,
me show you how the...
Show us how that air works.
All right. I ain't got my button, so we'll do it the old-fashioned way.
Can
Oh,
you
by the way,
shave the door handle.
got to have my hat here. This is my cruising hat. Got to have a bit to cruise in.
Oh, that sounds good.
It's a pretty good old motor.
Yeah. Now we got some elevation.
Yeah.
Then you can set it right back down.
Yeah. And if I see somebody I don't really know get attention, I'll just hit the air.
Yeah.
I get their attention.
I see you got your fuzzy dice, your hula girl.
My hula girl. Now she goes with me everywhere I go.
And your suicide knob.
Yeah, now this girl is a long story behind that, but we ain't gonna go there.
Okay. Got to keep it family friendly.
Right, it's a family show, I understand.
Okay, I got the Lakes pipe.
Yes, yeah.
You got the dummy teardrop headlights
Right.
up here, spotlights. Back here you got the,
the back
Continental
porch.
kit. Yeah.
We used to call them the back porch.
Yeah.
And well, seems like the longer they are, the more they're supposed to be. And this one added about 24, 25 inches to the old car.
Well, these cars are about 18, 19 feet.
Yes, every bit of it.
Without the Continental
Yeah.
kit. Yeah, so this adds another dimension to it. It looks good, adds a lot of class to it.
Yeah, well, I think it does. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's just everybody got taste, you know what I mean?
Custom tail lights with the baby
Yeah.
fins.
Yeah.
What's the story on the tail lights here?
Well, they're plexiglass. They're aftermarket, but they seem to work good on what I've done to the car.
Yeah, they go with
And
the car.
I didn't go real hog wild, but I just cleaned it up.
Yeah.
You know, made some, I call subtle changes for me.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
That's what it's all about.
That's what it's exactly.
It's your
what
car,
about.
you want to enjoy.
That's exactly right.
What is the story with this car?
Well, I bought this old car several years ago. Didn't have any motor in it, and I bought it sight unseen, and I presumed that it was a two-door hardtop. So it was in Illinois, and after I got up there, it was a four-door hardtop.
Yeah.
So after driving that far, I'm going to bring something home. So I did bring it home, and did a little work on it. Of course, you know what I mean.
Well, it's got this beautiful stainless steel trim
Right.
here, and you've shaved the door handles again on
Right.
this car, and so unless you look closely at first glance, you don't even see it as a four-door.
It's really, it's catchy, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I've had a lot that, you know, it don't really know it. I haven't done anything to the interior. It just, I can start this one up and go anywhere I want to go with it. And the girls have fun. They get in that thing and ride. And this is the only one I trust them in.
Of course, you got the dummy spotlights up here.
Yeah, it goes
And-
back to my era again.
Instead of painting a flashy, shiny color, you just got it here in the satin black.
I can just let it be itself, you know what I mean? I don't
Sure.
have to do nothing fancy about it. And, my daughter and them can drive it, and I don't have to worry about it.
Well, this thing's got a beautiful dash on it.
Oh, it does. It
You know,
really
these
does. I
classic
love 'em.
cars, they really had nice-looking
They're
dashes.
good-looking dashes.
It's got a big oval dash there, gauge with everything into it, and I noticed the horn ring's still intact.
It's
but there's
still there.
no suicide knob on this one.
You know, it don't really need none. It drives like this thing. I get on the interstate and run down Greyhound buses, man. It just all day long, just smooth. You know what I mean?
Auto Geeks, What's in the Garage is being brought to you by Autogeek.net. We are car care. And by ARP, the world leader in fastener technology. And by Al's Liner. Open a box of possibilities. What do the following award-winning car designers and builders have in common? Chip Foose, Brian Fuller, Alan Johnson, Justin Padfield, Mark Stilo, Steve Strope, Denny Terzic, Troy Trepanier. They all depend on ARP fasteners. Leading car builders depend on ARP fasteners, and so should you. ARP, the world leader in fastener technology. Having trouble finding a header for your late model car that will not rust? Introducing Hedman's new stainless steel headers made with top quality 304 stainless. Now, you know stainless will not rust, but did you know stainless gives better heat resistance? These stainless headers offer easy installation and they bolt right to your factory exhaust, so you're still emission legal. To find out more about the last header you'll ever buy, log on now to Hedman.com. Al's Liner is the only professional-grade truck bed liner kit designed for the do-it-yourself user. Are you looking for a coating that allows you to control the texture, color, thickness, and even the hardness of the material? Al's gives you all this and more. Easily applied to metals, wood, concrete, fiberglass, or just about anything by spraying with our custom spray gun or brushing and rolling. Al's gives you the options, accessories, and additives you want at a fraction of the cost. We have the background and knowledge to make even the first-time applicator look like a pro. To get more information or to find a retailer near you, log on now to alsliner.com.
Let's face it, you're busier today than you've ever been before. That's why it's good to know that the tires that you put on your vehicle are going to be strong enough to stand up to your routine. From passenger to performance to off-road, whatever your driving style, day in or day out, that's Hercules Tires. Hard-working tires for hard-working people. Ride on our strength. For Hercules Tire dealer near you, visit us online at HerculesTire.com.
Welcome back to Autogeek's What's in the Garage. Now, Bill, tell me about this car.
Well, there's a long story behind this one. I've had this old car since 1982, and I've sold old car 3 or 4 times, and it keeps walking back to me. And like I said, everybody that bought it would do something to it, and then I don't know if they get in trouble or what, and they'd call me and say, Bill, you gonna buy your car back? Now, usually I would. Yeah. Well, naturally I did, but anyhow, the last time the boy had it, he kept it about 7 years and kind of kept it hid. And then I got a wild hair one day. I bought a couple of Rivieras out here to build.
Sure.
Didn't probably have them 2 weeks. The phone rang, and this guy here at Terry, and I ended up buying this one back. So naturally, I kicked them away, and I started back on this one. So I've had it about 4, and I painted it about 3 years ago here. And I put a new poster in it, and it's on airbags, and it's just been a sound. It's just part of the family here.
Now, what year is this model?
It's a 65.
Now, one thing I know about 65, they didn't come with a hood scoop like this.
No, I took a 69 Camaro hood and cut it and welded it on there and kind of give it some clash, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And on my front end here, these bumpers used to go all the way around. And so what I did, I cut them off, took the end and welded it on here and then painted it and then give it all one smooth. Of course, the stainless steel, I built a stainless steel grill. That thing weighs about 200 pounds, seems like.
Yeah. Well, when you took and you modified the bumper like that, what it is, it kind of brought more attention to these hideaway headlights here.
Yeah, it brought all that live, you know what I mean?
More of a profile there.
Right,
yeah.
and it's just some of my taste. Let me show you something in the back what I did.
Okay.
And
I like the color. What color do you call this?
It's Artez Go. It's House of Candy.
House of Color?
You know, it's House of Color Candy.
Yeah. Candy paint.
What I did on this, I cut the back bumper. I cut 1.5 inches off my bumper.
Okay.
Pushed everything in.
Okay.
And then welded up, molded everything in. Kind of give everything an even, smooth look. You know what I mean?
Oh, it's very smooth down.
So I mean, now this has been done a long time, boys. This ain't nothing. You know what I mean? But I enjoy it. You know, and it still got the old French antenna. That's what we used to do in the old school.
Sure.
You know?
Sure.
So,
now, has this got the air suspension too?
It's got air on it.
Can you show that to us?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What size motor's in here?
It's got a 401 in it.
I see you've got the chrome chain steering wheel here.
Hey, now the old Chicanos coming out in me on this deal. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Now you're going to go from side to side?
Yeah.
Raise it up and down? Okay. Oh, look at that.
Oh, yeah. It'll do either way, you know, man. But my favorite's right there.
Well, Bill, it's pretty easy to tell you're a hot rodder because you got a couple spare motors sitting back here.
Yeah. Let me tell you about this. It's an 0406 I found, and we had the old thing built, and I built it for my convertible, and it's got a good cam and everything in it. No boy told me, said, Bill, you're gonna shake your convertible all piece with this bad boy. You know, and I got thinking, I still believe you're right. So here it sits, and I'm looking for something to put it in.
New project.
New project. And this right here,
over here
it's a spare 401 I had, and of course these valve covers are the ones that was on my car when it burnt, because I had a 401 knit. And you can see the old car got pretty hot.
Oh yeah, look at that, you can tell it was on fire.
But this motor here come out there, and it was a spare motor I had for that time. And of course it had the 3 deuces on it.
Oh, that looks good.
At one time it was all right, but of course it's looking for a place to go to.
Yeah, you got to get another project.
Got another project going there.
So, Bill, you really like older cars?
Yes, I really do. You know, like I said, these are my, but I may have one more that's not really as old as these.
Is that right? Well, tell you what, we're going to go to break, but come on back and join us. We're going to check out what else is in the garage.
Al's Liner is the only professional-grade truck bed liner kit designed for the do-it-yourself user. Are you looking for a coating that allows you to control the texture, color, thickness, and even the hardness of the material? Al's gives you all this and more. Easily applied to metals, wood, concrete, fiberglass, or just about anything by spraying with our custom spray gun or brushing and rolling. Al's gives you the options, accessories, and additives you want at a fraction of the cost. We have the background and knowledge to make even the first-time applicator look like a pro. To get more information or to find a retailer near you, log on now to alsliner.com. What do the following award-winning car designers and builders have in common? Chip Foose, Brian Fuller, Alan Johnson, Justin Padfield, Mark Stilo, Steve Stroke, Denny Terzich, Troy Trepanier. They all depend on ARP fasteners. Leading car builders depend on ARP fasteners, and so should you. ARP, the world leader in fastener technology.
Since their creation, Americans have strived to make their cars their own. They've cut, chopped, slammed, hammered, welded, painted, and customized them. As Americans, we have the freedom to push the limits, the fortitude to change, to make good things great and great things better. For some, it's a hobby. For others, it's a passion. For Locar, it's an obsession.
Welcome back to Autogeek's What's in the Garage. Now, in the other garage, he keeps all his older hot rods. What's this, Bill?
Well, let me tell you about this one. I bought this whole car just because of a couple of things. It had a few impressive numbers on it, and I just figured I kind of liked the old car. It's kind of soft to look at, so it didn't hurt my eyes. But what it is, it's a BlackJack. There was 100 of these made, and this is number 7. So, I mean, that kind of impressed me.
So it's rare.
Yeah, it's better than having a loaf of cornbread, you know what I'm saying? But what it is, it says it's 430 horsepower, but they lied.
No?
It's got a tad more than that.
Yeah.
But let me show you the engine on it, and I'll show you what I'm talking about.
Okay.
I got some grandchildren, so needless to say, they're all fighting over this, and they left the good cars alone over there, see? They jumped on this one, but that's all right. But it's a everything's black chrome on this BlackJack.
Wow.
It's just something they did.
That is impressive.
And there's the plate down there in front, and so that's kind of the numbers that impressed me.
Sure.
So
those are the traditional hot rods, and this is your modern hot rod.
yeah, this is my modern hot rod right here. Yeah.
Well, you've got a real nice collection. Real nice. I like the traditional hot rods, and yet I can appreciate this too.
Yeah, I appreciate it. You know, man, like I said, it's just everybody does what they want to do. I'm old, I'm having fun, so I told everybody to leave me alone.
Autogeek's What's in the Garage has been brought to you by Lake Country, professional-grade products for all buffing, polishing, and finishing needs. By Autogeek.net. We are Car Care. And by Locar. Locar, quality, plain and simple.
It's time for Show Car Garage. Tips on detailing your car to bring out the beauty that will make it show-worthy. Brought to you by Autogeek.net. We are Car Care.
This week here at Show Car Garage, my guest is Eric Dunn from Lake Country Manufacturing, the largest manufacturer of foam pads in the world. Welcome,
Hey,
Eric.
Mike, nice to see you again.
Hey, tell us about some foam pads. We got all kinds of foam pads on the market. What's so special about these?
Well, what these are is, this is called our CCS line. It stands for Collapsed Cell Structure.
Now, is that the little pockets I see here?
Correct. Some people call them pockets, some people call them dimples. And what they do is, when you use this pad, the pad runs very cool, okay, because you're actually polishing with the areas in between these dimples. So when you use your chemical on your vehicle, the chemical will have a tendency to go into these dimples, so the pad always stays, let's call it, seasoned.
Okay.
So you're polishing with the areas in between, so it stays very cool. It's very user-friendly. If you're polishing an area and let's say you need a little bit more product, you can just apply pressure to it and it'll release it from these dimples onto the surface.
Put it into the buffing cycle.
Correct.
Okay, so it always kind of replenishes the product on the surface, give you smoother buffing action.
That is correct. And they're put in there with heat and pressure. They're not cut in there like other foam pads on the market. So you put pressure on this pad, it's still going to have these dimples in it.
Okay, now a common problem with foam pads is they become saturated with the product. They become wet all the way through the foam with the product. Does that help with this at all?
This actually helps because what will happen is going back to the chemical is going to go in the dimple area. So it's not going to just like set in the center of the pad and just
Sure, but the dimple keeps it from penetrating past and into the foam.
Correct.
Okay.
The CCS, the cells are collapsed, they're not closed. So what that does is it slows down the rate that the polish will get absorbed into the pad.
Okay. Now, what kind of tools can you use this with?
You could use that on, for example, a dual action polisher like a Flex.
Like a Flex back here or a Porter cable right here?
Or a Porter cable. You could use them on a rotary because there's all different designs.
I've got a rotary set up right here.
There you go. Okay. And they're just extremely user-friendly and just very, very nice to use.
You'd use these for compounding, polishing, applying a wax?
Well, actually, with all the different aggressions that we have here, you have them all the way from cutting all the way to finishing.
That's really aggressive. Let me fill this one down here. Wow, that's really that's soft. I could put makeup on pie.
Okay, yeah.
Care if I try them out?
No, go ahead.
Okay, well, since I've got a polisher set up here, this is, which pad do I got on here?
This is the gold finishing pad. This is the softest foam on the market. That pad has no mechanical ability, so it's just like a giant applicator.
Wow, that buff's really smooth.
See, it puts the control of the machine, gives it to the controller instead of having the machine pull the controller, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it was easy to take and just, look, I can run that with one hand. Very smooth. Well, that concludes this week's Show Car Garage. Well, Bill, thank you so much for sharing your cars with us. It's really a pleasure.
I appreciate y'all coming by. Y'all come by anytime you want to.
Okay. Well, my ride's here. Do you mind if I get a little gas?
Go ahead. Just make sure you pay the tenant before you leave.
Okay, I'll do it. 35 cents a gallon.